I'm not ready yet.
I already hit the button.
Oh, God. Hi, welcome to Car Goggles. I'm Mark.
And I am Juan.
Thank you for joining us today on this beautiful Monday through Saturday. Today, we are going to talk about Acura.
Correct. So, thanks again for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Share is the most important thing. Let's all share and love each other. And you can love us a little bit more by sharing this video with your friends, with your family, with your enemies. We don't care. We're just looking for a little bit more love as far as following of our wonderful little show that we're trying to produce for you. So today, Car Goggles is bringing you, we want to start a little segment, Mark's idea here, about just covering the luxury brands. So, of course, the easiest way to do things is alphabetically, so we're going to start with
Acura.
Acura.
Because the last time I checked, it starts with an A.
Yes.
Did you break my phone, bro?
I don't know, bro. I don't know what happened to our thing. Can't see anymore. But that's
So
okay.
Number one, you're talking about love a
Still
lot.
recording?
Yeah, it's still going.
We're still good.
So this hippie and I are going to talk about Acura.
Yes.
I actually used to work for Acura when I was right down the street from you.
That is accurate.
Hilarious. And I forgot to turn off notifications on my phone. Sorry. Apologies. So Acura, I love Acura. I think they have some...
Forget
it. So my phone is gone. Acura has a great history, and I came into the Acura brand in 1993.
Which was
Choice,
what
bro.
What would you say? The perfect vintage for Acura back in the... That was their heyday.
It was good because they had the Integra.
Yes.
Fantastic. The Integra Type R, which was during that vintage. They had the Legend coupe and sedan. They had the original NSX, which was amazing, of course. So there was a lot of great cars. And that was before Acura completely lost their way in trying to emulate everybody else instead of forging their own path, which was, if they would have just continued with, the way they were going, they would have been, phenomenal. They would have basically been like a Japanese BMW at the time.
Right. So what's interesting is that Mark's right. So I before I got into the car business, I liked Acura's cars. I was a big Honda fan, and of course, the natural extension of that is Acura. That's a luxury division of their Hondas. So, but yeah, they're great names, right? You had a Legend. You had the Integra. Was it Vigor, which wasn't a great seller, but it was interesting versus where they've gone now, which is all you have now is the TLX, the RLX, the whatever X. It's a bunch of cars or a bunch of acronyms that who knows whether they mean anything or not. So there's just no more, there's no more branding to it. All you have is Acura, which is fine. But they, if you think about it, the Japanese have been, they've been building great motors for a long time. They have their own culture. They have their own way of doing things. There's nothing wrong with that. They kind of just keep chasing after all these other brands. Yeah. And they lose their identity in the meantime. So what you have now is kind of like Lincoln, where you have all these, what do you got? The Lincoln HKZB whatever.
HKBZ whatever, yes.
Right.
Yeah, it's a SUV.
I don't even know what they are anymore. Yeah, Lincoln used to have the town car. Lincoln used to have all these cool, you instantly knew what a town car was. When Acura was starting, you knew what a Legend was. You knew that was cool. And now their design language has gone the same way. Their cars are... Yeah. They're lost. They have no idea where they're going. Every time you look up, there's a redesign, and it looks like a completely different car brand. And it could be any XYZ China Motors. Here's your new car.
And here, what I like about, I don't like tons of stuff about Lexuses right now, but with the new LS, they embraced the Japanese heritage and really put some cool things that are distinctively Japanese on the interior of the car, which is fantastic. Mazda does the same thing.
Yes, and they actually have a little. You see a Mazda, you know what it is.
Exactly. So with Acura, it seems like every 5 years they're like, oh, we have a new design language. They had the Plenum grille, which was basically an ugly grill.
Sounds like I'm not gonna go there, but it
no,
it doesn't sound.
It's called. It was a Plenum grill.
It's bad.
And the latest thing they have, and there's some rumors that in 2017 they had a design concept, which was a beautiful sports sedan, which had a lot of Alfa Romeo in it.
Remember that car, yeah.
So the rumor is that they're gonna in Pebble Beach, they're gonna reveal the next Legend, and they're gonna call it the Legend.
Now
that's a great move.
Would be great, right?
That would be a great
move. Let's see if it happens. And let's see if they stick with their concept design, because a lot of these concepts get watered down. Some manufacturers are actually doing a pretty good job of bringing these. You see something at the auto show, it looks, now they're talking about it's 95 production, and then you see it and it really was only about a 75% production ready, because they start chiseling away at it so it becomes, bumper friendly,
When I was with Acura, they would always come out with here's what the CL is going to look like. Here's what the next Legend's going to look like. And what they did is they had a sketch of it. Right. It was all lowered and flared fenders.
Big wheels, yeah.
And it looked great. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm with such a great car line. And then they came out with it, and then they came out with the RL. When the RL first came out, I think it was like an 06 or something like that. 96, I forget, whatever. It was a 6, and it was just phenomenally bad. It was just it was a copy of, like when you make a copy of something over and over and over again, and then it gets all faded and crappy,
and it becomes a Toyota.
That's what an RL was. It was a Camry,
right? That
they were charging insane amount of money for.
Big money, and I'm pretty sure that was a front wheel drive.
It was front wheel drive, and it was when they revealed it at the auto show, everybody who worked at Acura went, "Oh." we all made the same noise. We're all so excited, and then we went, "Oh, that's not good. It's not good at all." And then they came out with the TL and a whole bunch of. They really wanted their cars to have names because they wanted people to say, "I have an Acura RL," not just "I have a Legend."
Right.
Which is great if you let the marketing people run your company.
Right.
But Honda and Acura should be run by engineers. That's why that company is so great. You shouldn't have marketing people run it.
No. Well, at the end of the day, it's a business, right? And you have to produce something that's going to make a profit that everybody, can put dinner on the table at the end of the night. But at the end of the day, if you don't get it right and you lose sales as a result of just some bland styling and just a bland company, there's a happy median in there somewhere. So, what?
Thank you for joining us.
We actually have a few seconds. So,
we do?
Yes, but we're okay. And just so you know, this is our episode number 6.
Okay.
And while it's obviously not super polished yet, one of these days it'll get better. But yes, thank you for tuning in to Car Goggles. This was our coverage, a brief coverage of Acura. If you want to hear more about Acura, put it in the comments. We'll cover it in depth. Our next episode will be, what's the next A?
I don't know. What's the name? A in car line, you mean?
Yes, in luxury car line.
Audi.
That's
something
German
we both
manufacturer
have a lot of experience with.
Yes. Thanks again for tuning in. Until next time, my friends, I'm Juan.
I'm Mark.
Thank you for tuning in to Car Goggles.